So I'm Sheena, I'm the founder and CEO of Ergo, and Ergo is building a digital platform which uses pressure-sensitive air cells to track, predict, and prevent musculoskeletal diseases. And our first product, which embodies our technology, is a seating system designed for young wheelchair users who are born with neuromuscular conditions, doesn't have the muscle tone to sit upright, and that's we're using these pressure-sensitive air cells to monitor how they're sitting and then automatically correct their posture. So my day-to-day role right now is to manage the business overall and then liaising with all the partnerships we have, account manage some of the distributors, as well as making sure our shareholders are always updated and that our manufacturing partner is on track to deliver the system on time.
In general, having looked at your academic career, it's focused on product and innovation design. Did you always envision yourself as an entrepreneur?
With all honesty, no. I think this entrepreneurship journey has been very organic and unexpected, actually, and very much encouraged by my friends and family as well. Thankfully, they're very supportive of the idea of me starting a business, which gave me a lot of inner strength to do it, because it's quite daunting thinking that you could build your own business as a fresh grad. So yeah, although I never had the thirst to do it, but I knew there's one thing I've always wanted to learn about is commercialization of an idea. So before I joined the Royal College of Art, I was a product designer, and after joining this double master program, I learned a lot about engineering through Imperial, and that helped me to realize my vision, to make things, as in like turn your concepts into working models and products that people can interact with. And then I feel like I don't know what the next stage after that is, because real impact doesn't get realized until they're in the real world. So that real side was missing from that journey, and that's why I always knew I wanted to learn about it, give it a go. And then when the opportunity of starting a business, which is when RCA backed us and we received IP funding from the James Dyson Foundation. So we've got our first UK patent filed, and it looks really strong. And all these ingredients that actually make a good foundation to start your business just fell into place. And I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's just go for it.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience so far in regards to some of your challenges and how you overcame them, and also some of your highlights of your career so far?
Sure. We can start with the challenges, because everyone seems to talk not enough about it. So my challenge so far would be, because we are operating quite a niche market, it's a very meaningful market to me, but you know what, it's really niche. It's great that there's not that many children born with a condition we're trying to solve, but then the ones that have it is life that's devastating. Their lifespans are not long, and you know what, the families we've worked with, it's so sad and heartbreaking to hear their stories. So on the social impact side, it's very close to my heart, and I want to do well for them so that these children have the best childhood they deserve being brought to this world. But then on the other side, the business side, it's the challenge where how do you convince investors to invest in such a small scale business in the fairly early stage. So when we first started fundraising, we had to really target those impact focused investors who had experience with disability to a certain degree, so they really understand and have the empathy to help you grow your venture. And that was not easy. It's like you almost have to speak to thousands and thousands of investors to find one or two that are, that believes in your vision and can support you on the journey. So for me, that was the biggest challenge, is to raise enough funding to grow Ergo faster. So we've always raised small amounts of my funding along the journey, enough to build the business to different stages, which helped us to be very good at bootstrapping, and we're very cost effective at capital efficient as well. But then the next stage, what we're looking at is then getting more funding in now that we've got production set up, we're ready to launch, and then it's just reaching that cross the valley of death, and then really scale up to even like a multinational business to deliver our impact. So yeah, the challenges, I think, there's always different challenges along the way. I think one thing that also has not been talked a lot about is the mental health side of like starting a journey, especially as a sole founder. I'm a sole founder, I'm a sole female founder from Far East. They're not the most, they're also niche on their own. I'd say not having a sounding board like a co-founder is actually quite tough at certain stages of decision making, because you're the only person you can really talk to at times and make those decisions. So I'm grateful that being able to find mentors and advisors to support a business, and my shareholders are also very supportive as well. So that helped overcome those challenges. But at the early stages when I don't have them, they were tough. But it was good that it's always important to remind yourself, you know, it's okay to fail. It's okay to feel like, oh my God, I'm about what if this error doesn't go through? But it's okay to feel like that. But the important thing is, okay, fine, like take a deep breath. Sounds cliche, but it really helps. Just okay, let it go. Let the anxiety go for now, and think, what can you do at that particular moment, and then just do it. Since you have nothing to fear, because your fear, the worst thing that can happen is the company goes bankrupt and like, off it goes. But you know what? You have learned so much skills, built so much knowledge. You got all the ingredients to overcome or like stand back up. So just focus on that and keep going. I think that's probably the best mental process that you can have when you run across roadblocks in the journey. Let's talk about the good stuff, the highlights. I think my biggest highlights are always working with families where the parents would be like, this product has such a huge impact on my son's well-being. So most of the children we work with are boys, because boys tend to, muscular dystrophy tends to happen to boys. It's a genetic disorder. So when the parents tell us that the independence we're able to give to these kids, and that it offloads them as parents, because they're working parents that need to bring income to the family, and then having to look after someone with physical disability, it could be a lot. It could be quite stressful at times. But so if we empower independence to the child, because they can look after themselves, then we also empower the parents looking after them, and in terms of well-being and quality of life, it just improves. And that's always the best highlights. Every time when I receive an email from parents say, such a brilliant technology, we love the product, and we can't wait to tell more people about it, it's like the best thing ever. Another highlight is the team. I think I've been very grateful that I've built a very impact-driven team, whereas the reason why they joined Ergo is because they believe in the mission, and so they want to do good, they want to make a difference. And I think that as a team, we have on our Slack, we have a success channel, and we'll share our little successes, and it really helps. And those are the highlights as well. It's very easy to beat ourselves with the challenges, and we often forget actually the little wins in life is also very worth celebrating. So that success channel is really sweet, because sometimes even on a normal day, you can just look at the success channel and remind yourself what has happened, and it really brings very like nice energy to fuel up your passion again. So I'd suggest let's create a hashtag success channel. Very useful.
What is next for you and your spin-out company?
So next we're launching. Exciting times. We're raising pre-orders, and we've got pre-orders now, which is really exciting. And next would be really take the first product to market, build a brand awareness on Ergo as a company, but then also scale it to other industries. For example, a project that I'm not allowed to say now because of marketing, but there will be a strategic alliance project which we'll announce soon. It's completed, and we're really excited for it, because it's the first time we're integrating our technology into a wheelchair that's different from ours. And so it's the first step towards this strategic alliance model that we're pursuing. And then we've also developed in response to COVID last year, we've developed for in-house a seat cushion for working from home office workers to correct posture. And so there's different applications our aerosols can do. And then we're hoping to, in the next few years, we'll roll out different products using the core technology to really benefit anyone who suffers from musculoskeletal diseases. And down the line, we hope Ergo could basically be merged and acquired by a company that shares our social mission and is able to really scale up the technology further. But ultimately, our vision is to become this Intel of seating, where like you'll see a little tag that says Ergo inside, and people will go, we know it's comfortable, it's gonna look after my back. And that's kind of, for me, that will be the vision going forward, and achieving that would be really rewarding to support anyone to make a more comfortable future. Yeah.